Hello everyone, day 6 of Farm Kids Summer, and today you are in the hands of Chloe. We've got a bit of sheep work ahead of us this week, so we thought it would be handy to sort of explain our sheep handling system really, so then when you see what we're doing it sort of all makes sense. So, Chloe, what do we do when we get the sheep in?
So they all come into the barn.
So they come into this barn, we herd them in, we get the quads out and you lot run around and we get the sheep in and they all come into this barn. So what do they do then? Let's turn you around.
Then what we do is so me and Harriet will pen them up into this pen.
Okay, so this gate opens, yeah. So we herd them in around into this pen, yeah, and we shut the gate.
Yeah.
Come on in then. Want to hook the gate like you would? That's it. So then we've got them in this pen. So why is this pen this shape?
So when the sheep come in, we can guide them in so they go in one at a time.
Okay, yeah. So sheep aren't the most helpful of animals. They don't particularly like being herded, and they won't go down what we call the race system without a little bit of encouragement. So if we've got a funnel system in effect that we use with these gates, and then that just guides them into the race, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to go behind this gate. So the girls are in this pen. So Chloe's in the pen. So this pen is usually full of ewes and lambs or whatever sheep we've chosen to get in. So what's the next then, Chloe?
So me and Harriet will push them up, and Mum will open up the guillotine gate.
Well done. So this is called the guillotine gate, and really because if I pull, we've got a little pulley system, pull the rope, and it opens and closes or release it. Hopefully we don't chop any heads off.
Yeah.
So we open the gate and we push the sheep through and they go through. Go on then, sheep go through.
Okay.
That's it. So now we are doing a sort of a panelled race. What do we do in here, Chloe?
So if they needed any like fly spray or wormer on, Mum can get to them easily instead of them all moving about, and she can get them all at three or four at a time, and they can go through.
Okay, so it's like a holding pen. We've got another gate here, so they can't get anywhere. So yeah, we probably get 3 ewes in here, and it just means they've got nowhere to go. I can get hold of them, I can give them medicine, I can give them an inspection, we can give them wormer or whatever treatment it is, and it's less stress for them because they can't get anywhere. The sides are solid, so they can't see their escape unless they're a big sheep, and it just works a lot better. Yeah, what else do we use the race system for? It's not just medicines. What about when we get the ewes and lambs in? What do we do with the lambs? What do we do with the lambs?
We weigh them.
Okay, but before we weigh them, what do we do?
Separate them.
Right, so we run the sheep through as we've done, and then because we've been doing it for quite a long time, I can usually have a good guess about what lambs look like they're fit or ready for going for meat. So they run through the system, and then any sheep, can you remember what this gate is called?
The shedding gate.
It's a shedding gate. I shed the sheep, so I lift the handle. Any sheep or lambs, or any lambs that are too small, or any ewes that I don't want to have a look at, we open it that way and they go out into this big pen. Any lambs that I think might be worth weighing, they go this side into this pen. We've got some rams over there at the moment, but we'll explain those a little bit later. So they go into this holding pen. So I think this little lamb is worth weighing. So you need to go that way. That's it, so she's gone in there. Where do they go next, Chloe?
So they come in here and we round them up and put them into this.
So we've got another little pen system here, yeah. So again, lambs have less good behaviour than the sheep themselves, so we need these solid sides so there's one less thing for them to sort of worry, stress about. We do have the odd one that jumps out, don't we?
Yes.
And they're incredibly naughty. So this closes up. Go on then, up you go. This closes up. And we push them into our weigh scales. So literally it opens by these handles. So we push the sheep in, push the lamb in. Come on, naughty lamb. We close her up so she's in. Make sure the front section is, the door's closed, and then we have this handle. So this handle suspends the scales. And we watch the scales. Oh, yeah, definitely. when we weigh lambs, we are aiming for them to be around 40 kilos if we send them off to a commercial buyer. And most of our lambs go into lamb boxes, don't they, Chloe, that we do ourselves?
Yeah.
But early lambs, before we're ready to do our lamb boxes, go to market or to a local collection centre, and they're aiming for this sort of weight. So this lamb has gone a little bit over, so we might have to keep her as part of the flock because it's a ewe lamb. What do you think?
Yeah.
So Chloe, what are we doing with the sheep tomorrow?
We're going to be doing checking they're okay and doing their feet.
Yep, so we're going to check their feet. What else are we going to check? So we're going to check that they're good for breeding this year.
So we're going to check their teeth to make sure they're old enough, or
That they've got some?
Yeah, that they've
Yep.
got some.
If they haven't got any teeth, why is that a problem?
Because then they can't eat the grass and hay that we give them, so they can't eat to keep fit.
Yeah, so it'd be tough for them. Although this time of year they'll be okay because the grass is really lush and fresh and got lots of nutrients in it. As we hit into winter, they will hopefully be more pregnant and their body will be needing lots more nutrition, which won't be readily available in the grass, and they won't be able to get enough on board because they simply don't have the teeth to cut the grass. Good. What else will we check on the sheep?
We'll check their boobs.
Their boobs, or what's the proper term?
Udders.
Good girl. And why do we need to check their udders? What do they use those for?
They use them for feeding their lambs. We need to check them for mastitis and other.
Good. So mastitis is a disease or an infection that sheep can get in their udders, which will affect their milk production. So if they haven't got any milk when they have their lambs, the lambs have got no food. So essentially that's no good. We're going to do a good video on that tomorrow, using the race system that we've just talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah? Go. Come on, come on. Come on. Have a quick look at Jim here and also Peter, that one there. Their body conditions aren't very good, and so they're not going to be used this year. That's because their teeth are broken in the bottom, so they haven't got many teeth in the bottom. As you'll see by Peter's mouth here, you'll see that he's only got 3. That means they can't get on the nutrition they need to maintain their body condition. Okay. Therefore, we've taken the decision to buy in a new ram this year. This is Goliath. We picked him up today, and here he is meeting his brothers, as it were. Now, unfortunately, rams, certainly at this time of year, get very boisterous and fight quite a lot with each other. So therefore, these 3 boys are going in together. There's Goliath there with the Ara, the 2 original rams. We pen them up together for 24 hours like this, so they all rub up against each other, so they smell like each other, and then they realise that they're friends. It's not very scientific, but it works. Tomorrow, they'll go out together, meet their lady friends, and hopefully they won't fight. Fingers crossed.